Every time we give that man the light, he runs toward it. I'm not saying he's old, but it's not my joke. It's kind of mean. Anyway. The next comic, we have a very smart young comic coming to the stage. He's been here a few times, and he's terrific. Let's please give a warm OVC welcome here, Mr. Chase Brockett, everybody. So for some reason, my girlfriend doesn't find it funny when I show her my penis and say it's part of my stimulus package. And I don't know why, because I think it's fucking hilarious. Hey, how you guys doing? Woo, yeah! So I want to talk to you. Any of you guys hear about this, speaking of penises, about this man that got pregnant? You guys hear about that? There's this guy that supposedly had a baby, and everybody was like huge news, and this guy was on like all these talk shows, and they're just like, yeah, you got pregnant, and it's really weird. And I heard about this, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy, because my first thought was, they told me that couldn't happen. And then the second thing was I found out that it was a woman that had gotten a sex change to be a man. And I was just like, oh, well, that's kind of, but you know, whatever, that's still kind of crazy. And then I found out, like, I researched a little bit more, and I found out it was, it's a woman that was starting to get a sex change as a man, and she's still in the process, but she's still got everything going on here. You know, like, she's the whole package. And I don't really have anywhere I'm going with that, but just fuck that. Because they built that up a lot, and I found out it's a woman with a beard that had a baby, not a man that had a baby. And I don't think that's fair that they could throw that at us. So I think that's like doctors going, hey, we cured cancer! Woo, we cured cancer! They're like, really? Well, the guy had the flu, and we didn't really do anything, we just gave him 7-Up and crackers. But, you know, he's doing better, so we cured cancer, right? Yeah. I saw this ad for people with gambling problems, and it said, gambling problems? Call 1-800-. And I thought that's bad advertising, because what that should say is, gambling problems? We bet you won't call. Apparently, the world's going to end in another 4 years in 2012. According to the Mayans. And at first I was kind of freaking out, but then I'm kind of excited because I just decided it's time to buy a new bedroom set. Because More Furniture's not having payments or interest till 2013. And I was just like, that's perfect timing. But then I'm like, am I wasting my time with college right now? I don't know. Dude, okay, everybody's pretty much drinking because it's a bar, yeah, and there's a big liquor sign right there. Do you guys have that, do you guys have those friends that talk up how much they can drink? And you're like, what'd you do last night? Oh man, I had like 18 beers, I had like 30 shots of tequila, and I had like 50 cc's of morphine. I was buzzing a little bit, just a little bit, I was alright, man, that was cool. And then you go out with them the next night, and they have to say, I normally get drunk off 2 wine spritzers, and you have to say, man, it only counts as 2 if you drink the whole bottle. So I've got those friends. I like getting drunk sometimes. I like getting wine drunk especially, because I don't know if there's a difference between like beer drunk and wine drunk. The thing with beer drunk is people tend to get a little bit rowdier. They're just like, hey, let's wrestle. But when you get wine drunk, you just kind of get indignant. You know, like wine drunk, you're like, Marley and Me was good, but I think the book was better. I don't know. It's better. It's good. It's alright. I do like wine. I mean, like, I'm not a super connoisseur, but I do like I like wine. Right now, like, I'm trying to figure out, I went to Bevmo and I looked at all this stuff, I was like, I have no fucking clue what to try. And so I just decided I'm just going with the picture that's on the box. Because, it's a box wine joke. Because I'm classy. Because I sit down in front of the TV and I watch more and I drink box wine and eat lasagna hamburger helper. And I go, you classy bastard, you. Man, I grew up in a very religious family. I don't know if you guys did, but yeah, I'm not wooing about that. One of the big selling points though that they had me on was like, when I was a kid they would say, when you die you go to heaven, and when you go to heaven you get to spend eternity with Jesus. And I was like, yeah, Jesus. But then like I'm older and I'm in college and I have roommates now, and like 3 months I'm getting kind of sick of them, you know? Like, after an eternity, I can't imagine one guy just like, you have problems with the dishes already, you know, like, hey man, can you get the dishes? I got people coming over. Like, Jesus, you can be like, hey man, it smells like stale bread and fish in here, can you get to that? He's like, wait, I got some salvationing to do. Or like, you have parties and you be drunk trying to wash your feet, you'd be like, no, it's funny, it's funny, yeah, it's funny. Your friends crashed on the couch, she's like, rise, Lazarus. Lazarus, sorry if I offended you. Or you like wake up, there's a boulder in front of your room. Like, man, I gotta get to class, and he's like, 3 days. Because I have to deal with it. I've got a roommate too who likes to play house music at like 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes, so I'm laying in bed and it's just all and I'm like, fucking, like, you're gonna have the same problem with Jesus, you know? Like, be laying there, it's a choir of angels popping on. It's more like X-Files. And then like after like 1,000 years you can be like, hey, can we try something different? And he's like, alright, Judas Priest. Or Depeche Mode, Personal Jesus. Because that'd be funny and ironic. I also saw another billboard that said, take the time to be a father today. And I was like, it's gonna wait till I graduated, but I guess I'm gonna have to explain that to my girlfriend. Hey guys, that's my time, but first off, I just want to say it's OBC's 3-year anniversary. I've only been here in San Diego since August, and everybody here has made me feel really welcome. Everybody's been really supportive of me, except for, I think Andrew Deans was kind of for a while there. So I'd be up here sometimes and be like, yeah, that's it. And then I'd hear him off like saying stuff, and I'd be like, but he's cool now, so it worked out, guys. Thanks a lot, my name's Jake.
Oh my God, keep it going for Chase Brockett, everybody. Andrew does that to all of us.